Hello everyone, my name is Brian, and welcome to another edition of Brian Plays Magic Decks made by people who are better at Magic than him to see how he does personally. This week on the horizon, we have Azorius Affinity. Now, you guys have seen me do a mono white and mono blue affinity list, and now let's cram the two together and see what we get. So pretty much this is a very more grindy version of Affinity than the mono blue version, which is very, very aggressive. The whole idea around this one is you want to get your small artifacts down, which are the Memnites, Ornithopters, pretty much everything in the 1-drops too, our Esper Sentinels, our Portable Holes, Moonsnare prototypes, Shadow Spear, and Springleaf Drum. Relic is really in there because we have an Urza Saga, but these days, having main deck Graveyard Hate, as you've heard me say many times before, is just a good idea. And once we get these all out, we want to play our big old Nettlecysts, we want our Urza Sagas to drop fat tokens, and we have Urza, Lord High Artificer, that allows us to kind of move stuff around really nicely, turning everything of our into a Mox Sapphire, because it can tap artifacts to make blue. You can use all this extra mana to just pull something random out of the deck, although if you look at this deck, there's not a lot to randomly pull out of the deck that would be great. So Urza's really more here to drop a Construct as well as make all of our artifacts tap for mana. A couple of Thought Monitors to give us some card draw, a Cauldron Complete because we have our Stoneforge Mystics, which can get our 4 Nettlecysts, and it's a grindy, stompy, mid-range deck. What's not to like? In our sideboard, we have 1 Portable Hole, because essentially you have that Relic of Progenitus. If your opponent's doing nothing in the graveyard, you need the extra removal. There's your last Portable Hole. 2 Flusterstorms and a Spell Pierce. The list when it was handed to me had 3 Flusterstorms. I didn't want to buy another Flusterstorm, so I just added Spell Pierce. A Mystical Dispute as well. Again, just plenty of counter magic. Some Thought Cast to try and draw out of a situation if you need more card draw in a particularly grindy matchup. A Dovin's Veto because we're in the colors, and hey, saying no is nice. And a couple more things for the Urza Sagas to find. A Grafdigger's Cage if we need extra Graveyard Hate. A Pithing Needle in case we want to take out anything with an ability, really. Most of the time it's going to be a Planeswalker. Pithing Needle is always good. A Soulguide Lantern for even more Graveyard Hate. A Dampening Sphere in case you see something that is going wide with a whole bunch of lands like Tron or Amulet Titan. Also fine against things like Storm. I will eat my hat if we play Storm tonight. 2 Void Mirrors to stop the elementals, as well as, I guess, Tron to a certain extent, but they play a lot of green these days. It's really to stop evoke elemental creatures. And finally, Chalice of the Void can stop Cascade spells, or you could just completely screw over yourself and put it on 1 if you really need to. And there it is, just a nice basic Azorius deck, nice and different. Let's go ahead and give it a shot, shall we? Join me, won't you? All right, first game against Mr. Be Yourself. Yes, we'd love to play first, and I'd also love for my chat to get on a different screen. So, I think we can make this work. So we're going to keep, because we have enough 0-drop creatures, Moonsnare prototypes, and stuff like that. So first turn, play Urza Saga. This is a trick I learned from the comments section of one of my Affinity gameplays, so if you see me missing plays, feel free to put them in the comments. I'm not exactly a pro here. Here's Moonsnare prototype. All right, so now next turn, we have enough mana to make a Construct token. All right, is your first turn going to be that cool opponent? Wooded Foothills. All right, are we seeing some sort of Raggedy Man? Ragavan? Happen for something. Oh, a dead. This is probably some sort of land destruction deck we're up against, because that's what they do with... Oh no, this is Dead Gone. This isn't Boom Bust. Fascinating. Well, we found another land. I would have been tempted to make an Urza if my other creature hadn't died, but it did. The good news is with Moonsnare prototype, we can tap Springleaf Drum, so we'll just swing it with Memnite, get a damage in. Keep them honest. And then whenever they try and do something, we can always make the Urza Saga token and just become Construct Tribal. Misty Rainforest. That's all they wrote. It's good to me, right? Tap that and give me a Construct. Pretty big. What do we draw? Because we get to draw before we decide what we do about Urza Saga. Cauldron Complete. So we're going to make a Construct token. 1, and then I guess we can use all of our mana. We're not going to really use it for us. Oh, what are they doing now? I don't like that they're responding to this. Like a Fire Ice or something? Ice. Okay, well, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Definitely get the Shadow Spear. All right. Everything in our hand is kind of stranded in our hand right now, but honestly, Beatdown seems like it might just be fast enough. This also looks like a great matchup if we ever find our Esper Sentinels. Right, our opponent shows what it's like to not miss your land drops. Oh, 3 colors of the Wooburg ring. I feel like something big is about to happen. Yep, they're playing all 3 colors, and oh, they're just slowly killing stuff, or rather bouncing something to my hand and quickly killing stuff. So we draw a Springleaf Drum, which will be helpful later, but for right now, I think we just tap Shadow Spear because it can be tapped and still do stuff. I guess it's the same amount of damage if I do this, so I'll play another Springleaf Drum and crunch in for 7 lifelink. Not as good as if I had the other construct, but we kind of need to find actual mana to play Urza. Then again, we're not exactly in a bad situation. Our opponent seems to be trying to play fair Magic while I'm over here doing silly things. Shardless Agent. Oh, is it going to be Rhinos now? Yep, Crashing Footfalls. So it's a Crashing Footfalls deck. If we can get, like, literally any draw is good for us. Because we want them to have to trade in their entire board, and then we still have Shadow Spear. So what are we going to find? Blooded Strand. That'll do. To crack this, just get a island. Blue, blue, colorless, and another blue, why not? We get to drop an Urza. This will be good because it allows us to stay on the offensive, but also gives us another construct for when this one inevitably dies somehow. So this is just the Rhinos Cascade deck, but we had such a fast start that it seems to be doing okay. Yeah, no, you can totally... No, I'm going to put the Rhinos to the front, because I like the Rhinos. You can keep your Shardless. We gain 8 life as well, so don't have enough... actually, do we have enough mana? We could... I don't think they can give anything haste. We might as well do this. So put that there by Urza-ing Springleaf Drum and Urza-ing the construct itself. Now that's on there. The next turn, we don't have to use 2 mana. I mean, we're at 34. If they want to hit us, they can hit us. So they're... Oh, a Fury. Well, super glad the construct token has the Shadow Spear now. Putting it all on Urza. Well, got some bad news, opponent. Swinging for 2? No? You saw past that ruse? Urza's Saga. Well, that makes it even easier. So blue, cool, cool. Moonsnare prototype, the Shadow Spear. I got more Urzas. Urzas for days, some might say. And our opponent scoops. Alright, so we have things for this. We have Void Mirrors, we have Chalice. Is that about all we want? Like Spell Pierce wouldn't be bad. What comes out is the question. They don't do anything with their graveyard, right? So that's an easy cut. Portable Holes feel like they're too slow. Doesn't feel like that's what I want to do. And then I have these things that are just better than Portable Holes. Esper Sentinel's good. Memnite's good. Stoneforge Mystic is fun. Is that everything we want? We could try it this way. We have a game. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. Alrighty then. How does it look now? We got a whole bunch of artifacts, and we can drop a Void Mirror. The thing is, they're definitely going to bring in, like, a whole bunch of artifact hate, like Force of Vigors and stuff like that. I mean, let's try and be greedy. And this is me saying right now, this is a greedy keep. If we don't draw lands and they kill our artifacts, well then, womp womp. Alright, what's our first turn play? Upkiss. We draw a Stoneforge Mystic. Well, that gives us a plan B. That gives us a very good plan B. So Springleaf Drum, Ornithopter. I mean, if they have Force of Vigor, they have Force of Vigor. But let's just deploy. You know, they're going to get us one way or another. So this way next turn we got some mana. Or maybe not. Maybe they're countering. They could just be playing Spell Pierces. This is looking like a Spell Pierce. Oh no, they're going to kill the... Okay, so now we don't have white mana, which is kind of annoying. But at least the Void Mirror will stop the Rhinos, unless they literally get them out next turn. If they're playing that 2 mana red. Oh no, okay, so they played a tap land. So that should be fine. If we could draw a land, that'd be amazing. Please, please. Thought Monitor, that's not a land. Well, good news is we have the hate piece. Bad news is we are completely out of things to do. I don't feel like this deck has a large or small amount of lands. All right. Well, you can't really efficiently kill my stuff because you have to cast Force of Vigor now. Esper Sentinel. Well, unfortunately, we have no creature for white mana. Otherwise, our Stoneforge Mystic would be doing work right now. So I can make colorless mana. I mean, I guess we make colorless mana. Play Shadow Spirit, and we just slowly try and thought. Yes. And I had colorless mana too. So Void Mirror is a symmetrical effect. Whoopsie. All right, well, I'm probably going to need that Shadow Spear later. That's very silly of me. Oh, is he going to bounce it now too? Oh, ice. Yeah, that's fine. I thought that was going to be a petty theft, and I was going to laugh. All right, this looks like he's going to blow. Oh, no. Young Peasy. They're just trying to value out at this point. I mean, I checked. We're playing 20 lands, which is lowish, but with all these extra things, they're supposed to, like, be... Oh, okay, cool. So we're going to cast Memnite. Oh, my God, Brian. Can you tell I don't play Void Mirror? Everything about this is amazing. I am getting so stomped. Oh man, we I'm a very mighty wizard. I can't believe I'm doing that twice. All right, well, our opponent starts their clock now. Oh, well. So we are absolutely bungled unless we find land. And Voidmere in the deck. All right, Flooded Strand. We can finally give it a shot here. So we're going to get a Hollowed Fountain. I have a feeling everything I'm about to do is going to die because they discarded Furies, so they must have, like, nothing but removal. So what we'll do here is we're going to spend some amount of actually colored mana. We'll play out the Stoneforge Mystic. If this just gets countered, then womp womp. Right. We're not going to get Call to Complete because it's going to die. Let's just get Nettle Cyst. It'll be a big creature. We can even tap Stoneforge Mystic and get out Esper Sentinel. Yeah, we knew Stoneforge Mystic wasn't going to live. That's why we got Nettle Cyst. But we have Esper Sentinel now, and Nettle Cyst will be hopefully a big enough blocker. And for those of you who wonder if I ever edit out the bad matches, clearly not, because I don't think I would show you the match where twice in a row I played into my own Voidmere. Oh good, they bounced Voidmere. So now they're going to play some sort of Cascadey dude and big old rhinos. Atwara, like, these channel lands really changed the landscape of Modern, let's say. Just the uncounterable nature of them is quite the thing. And now our opponent has a clock with a capital C. We're obviously going to let that hit us because we kind of want our Esper Sentinel for the time being. Not much we can do right now. Team Chrome Coast, well, that's the best draw we could have gotten. So, yeah, we go Bing, Bang, then Moonsnare Prototype. Doesn't quite work, does it? Because we put that down, then we won't have the 2 mana to Voidmere. So do we have to Voidmere first? Yeah, play the Voidmere, then blue, who cares? Another color, play the Nettle Cyst. Pretty sure we're dead. There's like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we're dead. Let's see if they see it. If they just swing out, that's game. If they have other tricks, that's also game. But I played sloppy. This looks like a Force of Vigor. Yeah, that is an easy concede. All right. Well then, folks. I honestly don't think we changed much. I honestly think that was just me shooting myself in the foot super hard, not realizing how my deck works. But if I take out an Ornithopter and put in the Dampening Sphere to try and just keep hating a little bit more, just try it like that and remember what Voidmere does. You know, it'll work a lot better that way. Go first, that's great. And seems amazing. Turn 1 Esper Sentinel into turn 2 Urza Saga into hopefully fast enough to stop our opponent from rhinoing all over our face. All right, show me Esper Sentinel. See what our opponent's up to. Steam Vents tapped, great. Do that a lot, opponent. Just keep on playing nothing. Another Esper Sentinel. Oh man, we got plays. So now we can get a second Esper Sentinel. So our hand will pretty much refill itself if he plays any non-creature. Now, obviously, if we find one of our hate pieces, we'll Windmill Slam it instead of make a token, but chances are we'll end up making a token next. If he has like a Forked Bolt or something, I'm going to clap. All right, they're just passing, which leads me to believe they're going to do something on my turn. All right, that's fine to go through. We'll play a Polluted Delta. We'll just go to combat. If they have flash creatures, they have flash creatures. I doubt it, though. Do anything on my turn? No. Well, they might just play the Shardless Agent now. That might just be a thing. Not that we had anything to stop it, so it's not like we chose to develop our board rather than play hate pieces. We didn't have any hate pieces. No dice, huh? Alright, crack this. We can just get an island, and make a token. Decently sized token, a 3/3. Alright, we untap. What do we draw? Our opponent seems to be thinking about doing something, which is scary on our upkeep. Like, if they ice, we get to draw, like, several cards. We draw a land, so I'm happy just to make another Construct token now. Oh, they're doing something while we're tapped out. Fascinating. Are they just going to Force of Vigor? This feels like it might just be Force of Vigor. Wouldn't you wait until I Urza Saga? Because you know I'm getting the Chalice, right? Force of Vigor, targeting the 2 big things. Okay, so they Force of Vigor, paying the 2 Esper Sentinel taxes, which is fine. Oh, and they even kill an Esper Sentinel. So that was a good amount in their hand. What did they exile? A Shardless. So they must have another Shardless. Or they know what's about to happen. Where is my... Oh, Chalice of the Void is XX, so it's literally not 0, so I can't do that. So what am I getting now? I guess just Shadow Spear. Play a land, play Moonsnare Prototype. So they're just going to come, hey, rashing in. They're going to get some big old Stompy Footfalls is what's going to happen next turn. But luckily for us, we will get to play some Nettle Cysts, and hopefully that blocks them for a bit. Fire. Oh, okay. Do they pay the tax? They do. All right, so most of their turn is taking out the Esper Sentinel. So we slowed him down a bit. Hopefully we can start grinding now. Chrome Coast. Well, we might as well play that because we play a land. We have 5 mana. 5 is not 6. We might as well play that. 1, 2, and 3. Oops. I think I activated Shadow Spear's ability. You wouldn't believe I've been doing this for over a year, I think, at this point, with how sloppy my gameplay is. I mean, if they play big rhinos now, yeah. Blood Moon, that doesn't actually do as much as you think, opponent. I feel like that hurts you more than it hurts me, because you don't have any green. Look, I have a plains. I have all the colors of the rainbow. The red, and colorless. Nettle Cyst, and then 2 of those, and equip it to the one that's not Summoning Sick, and just come screaming in. I didn't want to equip the other Nettle Cyst to the Phyrexian Germ token in case they Otawara one of my Germ tokens, but we should be in a pretty decent spot right now. Like, the Blood Moon seemed really, like, I have so many basics. Well, so many basics for this deck, there's 4. But I had them in play, and, like, I'm sure there were other plays they could have done. They gotta ice something? I mean, I have to admit, drawing the Urza Sagas when there's a Blood Moon in play is a bit much. But honestly, they have to have a bounce spell now. All right, so there's one of the Gons. We kind of were expecting that to happen. But we put them to 4, and then we could just, I mean, all eggs in one basket, I suppose. This way it looks like we're still doing something. We still have Big Stompy over here. We need to stop drawing Urza Sagas, though. There's only one left in the deck, so if the top 3 cards were Urza Sagas, I feel bad, but I have a 9/9. Oh, they found it. Okay, so here comes Rhinos. No Rhinos. Fascinating. They could still have, Force. Petty Theft. Yeah, I kind of saw that coming. So now we need to draw a creature. Urza would be great to draw. Urza would be the best thing to draw. Ooh, and I clicked through my turn. I suck. All right, well, luckily our opponent seems to be drawing dead as well, but... oh boy. Esper Sentinel. So let's cast the Ornithopter to try and bait out anything. And then we'll cast Esper Sentinel. So now Esper Sentinel probably dies before I get this on there. No, all right. We do want to kind of diversify our threats here. Let's just yield through the turn. Now, I do realize I might have won this turn if I didn't click through my turn, but the punt counter, I'm sure, is over 9,000 at this point. All right, we won last game, but somebody was looking at his phone rather than the screen when we won, so there wasn't much celebration. But we're 1-0 going into game 2 against Dr. Bergula. So there's that. This has no lands, so we need to mull. Suppose this is fine. I mean, either we find, like, turn 1 not much, turn 2 Urza Saga. We can put Culture Complete back. Pretty much unless we draw just lands, we're fine. We don't even mind drawing 1 extra land. A Boreal Grazer. Okay, so this must be some sort of Amulet Titan going on. Oh, they have their own Urza Saga. Well, I think we're going to learn he who gets to play Urza Saga first wins. Okay, so that's the last land we want to draw, deck. Thank you very much. So, no more. Play an island so they don't know what we're doing. All right, now they play another land, they immediately get an Urza Saga token. And then on 3, they get their, on 3, they're going to get their, their Amulet of Vigor. Oh, we drew more lands. Good, great. Love everything about it. So we have our own Urza Saga. Deck, no more lands, please. That'd be great. Because next turn, all we're going to do is make a Saga token, and then the turn after that, like, we have Urza, but we don't have any of our 0 mana things to come in and kind of help. They're just floating a mana? Is that all they're doing? Yep, there's the Amulet of Vigor, which means now things get a little screwy. What are they playing now? Zuza? Yeah, there's a Zuza. I kind of saw that coming. I mean, if they play 2 bounce land, then they can really do some damage. Like, they can, like, if their other card in hand is another bounce land and, like, a Titan, that would be scary. Or I guess at this point it'd be an Arbor guy. I don't know. It's turn 3. They could just play the bounce land 3 times and just play Titan, and then we just scoop. You know, when you get Amulet Titans, you get Amulet Titan. Yep. All right. I got to bounce one. Oh, so they do just have Titan. Getting ready to scoop. Just holding on concede game. Summoner's Pact. Hold up. Oh, no, but with Titan, they get to go search for 2 lands, so they will be able to pay that. And we have no way of stopping their land deck. So if they get lands to pay the pack, then we are just dead. I mean, we can draw 1 more card, see what we do, but we have nothing to stop this. This is interesting. I don't see how they pay. Oh, are they going to kill me? Because those are going to untap. It gets Vigilance and Haste. Oh, is this just a straight up a kill? Because then when they attack, they get to get more lands and they can give it double strike before damage? I think. I didn't realize they could do that just kind of as is. It's been a long time since I played against Titan, but I'm pretty sure they attack. And now they get the thing that gives it double strike. But the thing that gives it double strike is he has to get it to 10. Oh, Gruul Turf, because that'll give him the ability to pay for it. So, I mean, we just hope they make a mistake and accidentally bounce one of the green things in their hand. No, they bounce the blue one. All right. Alright, so we get hit for 8. We'll draw a card, but I'm pretty sure we're dead here. Esper Sentinel. Nope, that's certainly not going to do it. So much for that. Titan doing Titan things. How do we stop this? Well, portable holes will stop the amulets. Do anything? They have like vetoes and stuff, but that doesn't really do anything. They don't do anything with their graveyard, so the relic's an easy pull. Just drop the portable hole in. And I guess we just need like a faster start, because it's not like Flusterstorm wouldn't have done anything, Spell Pierce wouldn't have done anything, Veto does nothing. No, they were just really fast that game, so I guess we try again, hope they don't get the nuts. And now I'm noticing Dampening Sphere, which should be in the deck right now, because it stops their bounce lands. Oops. Can't unsubmit a deck. Yes, I would love to play first. We'll try. Will we try? Is this too many Urzas and not enough land? Because there's a Springleaf Drum, like an Esper Sentinel. I guess we need to find something more. Oh, okay, well, similar, and we can just put a land back. We keep this, put the island back. Done. Our health means very little, right? We can just take 3. It won't really matter a ton. Titan is one of those decks that is just constantly on the verge of being too powerful, in my opinion, but I suppose there are times where they don't have the nut draw. I mean, they never have it against me. Against me, they always have it, but there's been plenty of times when I've been playing other decks where it just doesn't work. But for right now, I'm pretty sure we're going to be behind the 8 ball, because they kept 7 again, so they must have kept a pretty good hand. Valakut. Well, I suppose they could just not cast spells and get us anyway. Moon Snare prototype. So, play this untapped. Swinging with Esper Sentinel. I mean, if they're silly and they don't play, the amulet just when they need it, if they play it next turn for some reason, we have a portable hole. But other than that, we're just going to run out of Moon Snare. We're just running these out to try and get Thought Monitor on. There's 3 artifacts, 1 land, and then 2. So, still need a couple more to work. There's the amulet. Okay, that's weird that they did that. But we have the portable hole. And they did it without... Oh, because I guess they want to play the bounce land. Yeah, and get the mana for the bounce land immediately. I wonder if they're going to... Are they going to bounce the... Oh, they are going to bounce the bounce line back to their hand as well. Oh, for an Explorer. Okay, that makes sense. I wonder how many Amulets of Vigor they have. If they have more than 1, we're definitely not where we want to be. But we can go get Cauldron next turn with Stoneforge Mystic and try and be fast, or even just try and use that on the defense because it'll exile their Titans. But I don't know if Cauldron's a hard counter to Amulet Titan. I feel like it's not. I feel like because they can have multiple Titans. They just get to tap Valakut, sure. See, there's your problem. Now that they have 2 Amulets of Vigor, we're probably super dead, but we can get rid of one. If we draw another portable hole and we get them twice, we might have a chance, but no, Esper Sentinel is not going to be what we're looking for here. All right, so get rid of a Amulet of Vigor, which unfortunately is... I mean, it would explain why they ran it out. We can also just kind of Stony Boy. Yep, let's go get Cauldron. I mean, I feel like next turn they can just kind of go to the races. Because I feel like if they just play a land, play a Zuza, they just kind of get to win. But if we can get Cauldron down and kind of keep Cauldron on D, they'll have to win with Valakut, and hopefully we can kind of get around that. Force of Vigor. Oh, and they can just get it back. That's very unfortunate. So I just get to play another Esper Sentinel. I mean, now they have 2 Amulets of Vigor, and we're probably just dead. Really dead, but, gotta give it the old college try. I feel like with their 1 bounce land, they make 4 mana each time they play the bounce land, so I have to imagine they have it now. And then you will have gotten to see Amulet Titan just stomp all over a silly Affinity deck. Again, we didn't even have a bad opener, but, you just can't compete when they have 2 of their namesake cards kind of going on. Yeah, there's prime time. Go gets the land that gives it haste and all that. Or Amulet of Vigor triggers, because Magic is a fun game for people who like to have fun. Do they just have another Titan? Is that what they're doing here? Sure looks like it, because they're bouncing that to and transmuting Teleria or Summoner's Pact, Summoner's Pacting, getting another Titan. Drum, that doesn't really help, unfortunately. Dryad of Ilsing Grove. So now they're getting close to the whole Valakut problem. If they just Valakut us out, it doesn't matter if we have Cauldron complete. They can just kill us with manners. I feel like they played that the wrong way. Memnite. Alright, so maybe we can even get Thought Monitor out. So how many do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, actually no, it'll be fine, because we go white, and then Moonsnare prototype, tapping Moonsnare prototype, activate Stoneforge Mystic, put Cauldron Complete out, and then we should have 6 artifacts to dig deep and hopefully find... Oh, oopsie. I would like a blue mana. Come on, deck. Find me an answer. Mr. Sandman, give me a dream. Urza and another Stoneforge Mystic. Well, we can tap the Cauldron Complete. No, we can tap the Springleaf Drum, make 1 mana. No way to make a second mana. So unfortunately, I think we kind of need to hold back, because there's no reason for them to block if I swing out with Cauldra. So we'll just kind of hold Cauldra as defense at the moment. But they have a second win con, and it's already on the field. Come on, just click through it. Just accidentally don't pay it. This is where we could have gotten them if had we put the old Dampening Sphere in the deck, but I forgot about it, and I forgot how it literally stops these lands from producing mana. So his plan is to, like, overkill by 1,000,000, right? Because he'll first strike down stuff, but then, like, Cauldron will deal damage during first strike, so it won't get to the second strike thing. But also, they're going to deal 12 damage just in the... Oh, but that turns into a Valakut, and we just die at it. So 3, 6, 12, 15, 1,010,000, 104. Yeah, we're done. All right, 1 and 1. Oh well, can't win them all. All right, and we lose a die roll. Hip hip hooray. Up against Peepan here. We actually have a good bit of mana here, so this is fine. This is what the deck is trying to do. It's trying to use all these, like, kind of artifacts here. Ooh, Eldrazi Temple. Haven't seen that in a minute. All right, into Expedition Map. So this must be Etron. Don't know how we do against Etron, because we don't actually attack lands. Like, we might look taxi in the very beginning of the turn by going like this, and then we're going to go get a dual land. Here's our Hallowed Fountain. And then you play a Springleaf Drum. Play 2 artifacts. There's an Ornithopter and a Memnite. And then we can tap the Ornithopter and play another Springleaf Drum. And we could tap the Memnite and play Esper Sentinel. We kind of vomited our hand, but next turn, if we find anything that creates mana, or they play any non-creature spell and choose not to pay, we can get an Urza down, and that should be enough. Chalice of the Void on 0. Little late for that. Sorry to tell you, buddy, but I mean, I can see where you're going with that. Okay, so they're going to take their whole turn to do that, which is fine by me. So if we draw a land, that would be amazing. That's the one where you look at, like, the top whatever. Top 5, yeah. All right, so come on land. Another Urza Lord High Artificer. Yeah, no. So let's just attack these 2. And we'll play Relic. I mean, I guess we can pop it too, because we want to see if we draw land. You're a Portable Hole. Okay, so not so much. Might have been nice to nip one of their artifacts with the Portable Hole in it rather than getting 1 pointed down. But I am not great at Magic. I get to go looking for a land. They found a power plant. I have a power plant now, and here comes what, a Reshaper? Yeah, that's fine. So still, if we draw a land, we're going to Urza. Anything else, we can Portable Hole, like maybe the Chalice, depending on what we draw. Sea Chrome Coast. So we're just going to play Urza, right? Blue, blue, whatever. Here comes Urza with a ginormous token. Wishaw. So a 6/6 token. Seems good to Brian. And they still have 4 cards in hand, so they can still play something really. Right. They go get something neat. Power plant. Another power plant. Oh, they must have Tron in their hands. Oh, they scooped. They misclicked. Tron player did an oopsie. Well, now we'll remember the Dampening Sphere. What else against Etron? I guess the Portable Holes are fine. Void Mirrors are also good. Definitely don't need the Relic. They don't do anything with the graveyard. And then what? We can nip 1 Ornithopter, 1 Memnite. Just do that. Try these 3. Let's try that. All right. Our opponent, after misclicking his map and probably seeing at that point how behind they were, because we had the Urza on field and 1,000,000 artifacts to make mana. We have the Void Mirror. We have a Springleaf Drum. All right, we'll keep. So they're going to get 2 turns before Void Mirror comes out. Yep, that's fine. All right, untap. Urza Saga. Well, that's... Do we Urza Saga turn 1? Because we can Springleaf Drum and make a thing turn 2. Actually, here's what we're going to do. Hallowed Fountain, yay. And then we're going to Portable Hole their tablet and hope that they really needed that tablet. And then turn 2, we can Springleaf Drum if we really want. Or they just get a Chalice on 1. Well, never mind. We still get to Void Mirror, though, and hopefully that hates them out of the game. All right, so Urza Saga, cool. Play Ornithopter before we play Void Mirror, very important. And then, yeah, Void Mirror. What do you say about that, Etron? Because now you can't use your own maps to go find your red or your black or your green land. Oh, we win the match. Okay, hated them out. 2 and 1, going on to the next one. All right, losing die rolls left and right. It's how we do. I don't think this is good enough. This seems fine. So keep this. What are we going to put back is the question. Because, like, all our low mana stuff is great, but also the Thought Monitor helps us, like, actually draw into, like, important things. Our opponent also mulled to 6, it would seem. But what are we going to do? This is hard. I'm going to give up on the Moonsnare prototype. And hopefully, because we have lands. Green, what are you playing? Utopia Sprawl. Well, I can tell you what I'm going to Portable Hole turn 1. Draw Springleaf Drum, so we even get to do multiple things. So, Springleaf Drum, Memnite, and then white, and Portable Hole. And zoop, there goes your ramp. Another Utopia Sprawl. Well, I'm very happy that we got rid of the first one. Overgrown Battlement. So this is Yogg. More removal would be nice. Urza, Lord High Artificer. We can't actually play that this turn. So I guess we're going to play the Esper Sentinel and Hollowed Fountain tapped. And then next turn, if we find another land, we just get to play Urza, and Urza becomes our plan. No attacks because they have battlements. Caverner Souls on what? Dryad. This must be some sort of defender combo. This must not be Yogg. I mistook this for the one where you take things off. Another one. Wall. This is some sort of wall combo, which is scary. All right, please draw land. Springleaf Drum. Well, that's land adjacent. It's almost a land. It's a land next turn, which might be too late. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We can cast this. Tap him down. Might find a land now. It's a little too late, though. Urza Saga. Well, that gives us something to do. All right, and pass the turn. I mean, I feel... Oh, they're out of cards, though. So whatever they're trying to do, they have to do it via top decking. Don't like that they found something. Oh, it's another wall. Wall of Reverence. Fascinating. So they're going to gain 6 life per turn. I don't know what they're doing. This is some kind of brew, but... Oh, no, they're going to gain 2 life because it's power, not toughness. This is like an Arcady Sabbath deck. Don't get me wrong. I'm real confused. Memnite. Okay, well, that's something that can tap. We'll play a Plains. Play Memnite. Can we get Saga token? Yeah. Okay, so if we go blue, blue, that, leave that untapped, tap the Memnite, and play Urza, and then we just pass, because next turn we're just going to start swinging in with big constructs and hope that takes them out of whatever they're trying to do. And I really hope they just top deck a land, because if they don't top deck a land, then whatever they're doing is slowly going to come to fruition more. How did they find not a land? Whatever this is, I don't like it. Another Wall of Reverence. Okay. Those are fine because I have big creatures. Move to end step. All right. Once I get control again, I can Urza, tap that, Urza, tap that, make a guy. Cool. They're gaining a bunch of life, but I am also doing this. Up, and he scoops. Don't know what he's doing still, but some sort of weird wall combo. Like, I don't even know what this guy's trying to do. So maybe Portable Hole's good, and I doubt they're using the graveyard. Just slug that there and try and go through whatever they're doing. I honestly don't know what they're doing, so it's kind of hard to sideboard on that. Let's try. All right, this hand looks fine, actually. I mean, they don't play a ton of non-creatures from what we saw, but the Urza Saga and the Nettle Cyst are good. I mean, the Esper Sentinels might just be fine enough. So turn 1, get a Hollowed Fountain, play an Esper Sentinel. Turn 2, play Urza Saga, and hopefully draw a land. I mean, if we could just curve out into Urza, I think we'll be fine, but Leyline of Abundance. But yeah, he's doing something with big mana. But I guess he must have just went so hard in his opening hand, and we were able to develop a board that we kind of stopped him. Moonsnare prototype. Well, that's not as good as the Springleaf Drum, but we'll just get the Esper Sentinel down and hope that that's good. Because we can always play the Moonsnare prototype with the Urza Saga, and we'll definitely have mana to start making the tokens. There's our boy, SB Sentinel. Oh, our opponent scooped. Seemed kind of salty, but hey, I get it. Sometimes your brews don't work. We got one more, I think. Let's go again. Lost the die roll again. We've won 1 die roll. Oh, that's my door. All night. Yeah, this seems fine. I mean, it's got things and stuff. It's got ramp. It's got plenty of lands. It's got an Esper Sentinel. We only have 20 lands, so the chances of us finding more, considering that we'll start thinning our deck like almost immediately, are really low. And I'll give the opponent the old good luck, have fun. Opens with a Saga. Oh dear. What? Remove a charge counter from certain and put a target artifact. I don't know what's going on, folks. What part of Mitgo did I sign into today? Went up against 2 very competitive decks, and now this is the second just off-the-wall nonsense I'm playing. Don't get me wrong, I love to see it, but I don't know what he's doing with Surge now. I'm not gonna lie. All right, time to do our best Hammer Time impersonation. Let's get a basic Plains, play Esper Sentinel. And look at me, I'm Hammer Time. You totally think I'm Hammer Time. So they must have, like, other lands in their hand if they... okay, so they have multiple Urza Sagas. So they just kind of had to deal with that. 4 Tapper. This is some sort of combo, right? Like, 4 Tapper does a combo, put a charge counter on target artifact, put 2 charge... Okay. So it has to do with some sort of combo here. Or, like, no more lands deck. Thought Monitor. Well, that will do something later, but in the right now, We'll play Flooded Strand. We'll keep thin in the deck so we can just stop finding lands. You can tell there's not many left in the deck. We'll just play Moonsnare Prototype as a thing. 0% chance they block, so we'll just swing with our Esper Sentinel. If they want to get rid of their like namesake card, I'm more than happy to offer this trade. All right, and next turn we get a Nettlecyst down. Well, it'll be a baby Nettlecyst, but it'll be a Nettlecyst. Opponent takes up everything. They're gonna go find something at this point. Whatever they find is probably gonna be like the whole reason for running these Urza Saga and keeping this like incredibly Urza Saga heavy hand, because they're not gonna create any guys with this. An Everflowing Chalice on 0, so they can start putting things on Everflowing Chalice via Emery. Okie dokie. I mean, again, like, I've heard of this deck. I've never played against it, so we're all learning together today. Because Emery just allows them to draw 2 cards per turn. They can just bobble over and over and over again. So that's what Emery's doing, just being a multi-card drawer. A Surge Node got to put a thing on that. Are they going to swing in? Nope. All right, so here's where we really want to draw our own Urza Saga. Relic of Progenitus. That's actually amazing. That is so nice. So let's crack this. Get a Hollow Fountain. We want it untapped. Yeah, we do. Actually, we didn't, because I guess this involves 2 mana to do. Oh, whoopsie. Oh, actually, I can tap this, tap that, and crack that? Well, I took 2 damage for no reason, but we got rid of their thing there. Now they'll be extra confused, but at least we got rid of their card draw engine. Yep, the Everflowing Chalice is just going to get bigger and bigger unless we happen to find a portable hole where we can do that. But they're going to get a big token 4/4. That's only going to get bigger, I have to assume, because there's no reason not to make another construct now. Because you just tap Everflowing Chalice, because it's your main phase. So if you want to put like a whole bunch, yeah. I would have put a whole bunch of counters on Everflowing Chalice and then tapped it, because again, main phase. But, you know, you do you, opponent. Oh, because they were going to get a second Everflowing Chalice. I mean, we certainly saw a lot of Urza Sagas tonight on all sides of the table. Some mine, some my opponent. We laughed, we cried. Tormod's Crypt. Well, haha, they pay the 1 for Esper Sentinel. They've fallen for my trap card, and by that I mean they're going to beat me to death with construct tokens. I don't do anything with my graveyard, so have at it, I say. Here comes an 8/8. Probably could have attacked with Emery too, but whatever. Fall to 7. So we're dead next turn unless we like draw amazing. That's not amazing. That's not. We drew a lot of lands. After I said very low chance of drawing lands, this deck was just, you know, haha jokes. Brian, we got jokes, and we hope you like these jokes because we got them for you. 3/3. That's so sad. We only have 3 artifacts. So we're nowhere near casting Thought Monitor. So we just like pass and try and learn a little bit more. I mean, if this is just a core tapper, Everflowing Chalice, you know, Urza Saga deck, which is, I mean, that used to be a very unique deck. Now it's an Urza Saga deck. Coming from the guy who's literally playing an Urza Saga deck, I know that's rich. There's Bobble. Okay, so they finally found another Bobble so that they can loop now. So weird to flood out with the 20 land deck, not gonna lie. I mean, it's not like Death Shadow. It's not like we're running 18 or 16 land, but you know, I wouldn't have thought so. Okay, so like what's in our graveyard that can like stop this? Like we have like Spell Pierces that can kind of do stuff. Because honestly, we're at a scooping point here. We're not going to stop these tokens and all. Like the only reason I haven't scooped is because we might find like Moonsnare prototypes and we could like channel one, but then they still have 2. Yeah, I'm just gonna scoop and save myself the editing time. And yeah, no, we were nowhere near drawing anything that was gonna save us. All right, so Void Mirrors seem cool. What else seems cool? Spell Pierce does stuff. Portable Hole does stuff. Dampening Sphere, I feel like it doesn't do a lot because it's land and they're tapping artifacts. Also, the Void doesn't really do a ton either because like it would come down on 0 and that would screw us. I guess if you're bringing in Void Mirror, you might as well bring in Chalice. You know, take out some number of Ornithopters and some number of Memnites. And then we just got to cut one more thing. Oh, they do graveyard stuff. So I guess we need, like, we can give up on that. Bring in those 2. What do we take out? Like, seriously. I guess because we're taking, like, guys out, we can take out a Springleaf Drum and a Moonsnare prototype because we're taking out the 0 drops. And we just try and go heavily into sideboard and try that. Like, if we had a Solemnity, that would have been awesome for the sideboard. It has no hate pieces, but it has Urza Sagas. I'm going to mull because they have Urza Sagas and theirs get bigger. Oh, okay. So this is fine. So this is turn 1, like, Grafdigger's Cage, Springleaf Drum, Ornithopter, and we just try and go from there. I'm even going to get rid of the Thought Monitor, even though we're set up pretty okay to, like, play one out. Only because I feel like I need to be fast. Like, if this had an Urza Saga, if our other land was Urza Saga, it would be amazing. But, you know, you're not always that lucky. We'll play out the Grafdigger's Cage just because we want to be mana efficient. We want at this point, anything we draw off the top of our deck just to come out immediately. Because we kind of did blow our load here. Yeah, Surge Node. I mean, we get to Portable Hole that. Like, I don't know how much that's actually going to... Oh, okay. And by node that, I mean the Everflowing Chalice is going to get, like, sucked up. I feel like the Everflowing Chalice is more dangerous. Void Mirror. Okay, great. So, Seachrome Coast, tap this guy, Portable Hole, and we're going to eat the Everflowing Chalice. And then we're going to pay 2, and we're going to Void Mirror. So we've completely just sideboarded out here. And now we're top decking. So if we could find an Urza Saga, if we could find an Urza, that'd be great. We don't want to find any more 0 drops, but we did take 4 out, Blast Zone, so they can play a Core Tapper. Chalice of the Void on 1. I mean, our 1 drops are already in play, so seems fine to me. Really, it's just whoever find theirs Urza Saga first. So Moonsnare Prototype can't play that. Pass through the turn. So at this point, it's just a game of the sideboard cards, and again, like, what gets us out of this is Urza. Like, Urza is how we're going to win this, but we need to see how she goes. Emery, okay. I mean, the thing about Emery is she can't, because this says you can play it. Yeah, and Grafdigger says you can't play it, so too bad. Nettle Cyst, oh, okay. That'll actually do. Nettle Cyst. Opponent is thinking about what to do about Nettle Cyst. Decides that Nettle Cyst is fine, and we get to get our 6/6, so that should close out the game pretty quickly. I'm assuming they can't do a ton because of the Grafdigger's Cage and the Void Mirror. I mean, again, it's an assumption. So I have to assume their deck, much like our deck, is really tight on mana. I mean, I'm scared, though. Like, don't get me wrong. Whatever they're doing, it's scary, because we are here trying to top deck. They're over there with, like, an actual plan. Because I suppose with Blast Zone, if they find more lands, they could just take out our hate pieces, kind of one by one. Now, they can't actually take out the Nettle Cyst with anything else, and they can't take out the Germ Token. But let's be honest, in the grand scheme of things, it's not terribly important. But they can kill the Grafdigger's Cage and the Portable Hole, and they would get their Everflowing Chalice back, which would be annoying. So I have to bet, if they're thinking about something and why they're taking so long, it has to be with, like, is it worth it to blow everything up for 1? An Everflowing Chalice. Okay, an Everflowing Chalice has been kicked, so they get to not worry about all the shenanigans. I mean, we are just going to come screaming in with our Germ Token. Urza. Unfortunately, we're at 3 mana, not 4. But Urza is what we're kind of looking for. Attack with the big Phyrexian Germ. They just take it, so clearly they must have a little bit more than we do. But if we draw another land, and because we only have 2 lands in play, even if it's a 3rd Seachrome Coast, we're pretty good on this. Looks like they just might be passing through the turn. I would have thought they start ticking up Blast Zone, or they can just decide to blow up Blast Zone. Because at this point, it's a 3-for-1. They have to give up on Surge Node, but I don't know how much they care about that. Especially once Surge Node goes to the bin, they can Emery it back from the bin. Gotta cast something. Oh, Astral Cornucopia on 1. Okay. Again, I'm not entirely sure what they're up to, but Springleaf Drum. Can't cast that. So we're just screaming in with the Germ Token again. I mean, we have them on a clock. They check in the Emery. Okay, so they must not plan on blowing up that Blast Zone anytime soon. That Blast Zone must be like one of the few lands they actually have access to. Pumping up their thing with the Surge Node and the Astral Cornucopia. Our best draw is definitely Urza Saga. Urza Saga allows us to cast Urza Lord High Artificer, and also to get another beater down. Oh, this creates... Oh, they have their own Urza. That's unfortunate. 5/5. Well, I mean, I suppose we could put the Nettle Cyst on the Ornithopter, but don't think we have to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we're going to go with this. Draw some stuff. What do I do with Chalice of the Void? I suppose nothing. I do nothing with Chalice of the Void. I can't believe we haven't found a land yet. We'll swing in for 7. They might block. Honestly, it would be better for us if they do. It takes away one of their blue mana. Oh, wow. I didn't expect them to give up on Urza, unless they have, like, multiple Urzas in hand. Because the Urza would have given them a lot more colored mana. Artifact on Surge. Oh, that Astral Cornucopia, like, is a thing. Oh, yeah, they have more Urzas. That's what's happening. Yeah. So they come swinging in for 6. We just let it hit us. And unless we draw a land next turn, we're going to put the Germ Token, or we're going to put the Nettle Cyst on the Thought Monitor, probably. Oh, whatever this is, it's probably not good. Okay, Urza, you can... There we go. But, oh, another Urza. So they're just going to try and be big stompy. We've never needed... They hit us for 7, and we don't want to block with anything, because we want our Germ Token to have, like, favorable trades, essentially. Springleaf Drum. This is getting impressive. We can't... I mean, I guess we can put out a second Chalice for 1 just to pump the Nettle Cyst. So second Chalice for 1. just so that it doesn't get countered by anything, and it grows our germ token. Then we attack in the air with Thought Monitor, because we'll be able to block, yeah. We'll be able to, I guess if they have removal, we can't. Because they swing out with both those construct tokens. We need to block at least one. And then our germ token just trades. Yeah. So block this, take 7. Get rid of one of them. And now our Nettlecyst can get bigger. Our Thought Monitor. So, like, we need land super bad. We need land or we're dead. And even if we do get land, it's not like we're super alive either. We're still clinging on by a prayer here. What is this like Ugin to kill my Thought Monitor and my dreams of a 4/1? 3 and 2 is not bad. Let's be real. Upheaval. Return all permanents to their owner's hands. Okay. Oh, the Everflowing Chalice stays out, though, because Portable Hole. Winning via Upheaval, that's one I haven't seen in a while. Yeah, we can go ahead and use. They get to put all their stuff back out, including essentially making an Urza, where we have been truly reset, because we don't have any 0-drops in our hand. Surge Node. Chalice on 1, oh, they must have had extra land. All right, and we drew something that would have been cool 4,000 turns ago. So we literally just play our land. They don't have any Urzas right now, do they? So what we do... Oh no, we can't play any of our 1-drops. Huh. And they've already played all of their 0-drops, huh. So we're just super screwed, I think. We'll play this for 0, just in case they get any funny ideas. And we just start binning 1-drops, I think. Yeah. So everything that costs 1 mana is an easy dump. I mean, we wouldn't start drawing lands now. We wouldn't start drawing lands now when we need them. And again, this is a 20-land deck, so being mana screwed is something you kind of expect. But we've actually seen both. We've seen this deck get mana screwed and mana flood, which is just impressive when you stop to think about it. There's Core Tapper, so maybe he'll just beat me to death with 1/1s. Maybe that's his plan. I mean, best thing that could happen to us right now is we just start drawing lands. The thing is, there's 3 Urzas in the bin. So I have to imagine there's only 1 more Urza in the deck, and that's kind of their win con, whereas we have Nettlecysts and 2 Urzas in hand. Now, that would require the deck to give us any amount of lands, and we're in, like, the bottom 44 now, so we should have a pretty high chance of hitting them. Memnite. Well, I'm super duper glad I played Chalice on 0. Super duper. Duper 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 super. I am not good at this game. Oh, we have Void Mirror out now, so we're not able to play our 0-drops anyway. There's only like 2 more 0-drops in the game. Okay, so they had their 4th Urza, which is pretty brutal. Because now even if we play Nettlecyst, like, it's just to block the Construct token. Another Urza Lord High Artificer. Well, yeah, you know, you play a 20-land deck, you get mana screwed. What are you going to do? All right, let's go to the wrap-up. All right, 3-2. 3-2 with this deck doesn't feel bad. There were things I would change. Like... It feels like it's trying to do too much. You know, when you have 2 Stoneforge Mystics and, like, you throw in Cauldron Complete, like, this whole package here seems suspect. Nettlecyst is great, don't get me wrong, and Stoneforging for Nettlecyst is also fine. Like, you've seen me do it in mono white. But this seems to be kind of like the mono white list we were using, but also with Urza, which is a very powerful card. It's not as good as either of the monocolored decks, but, you know, it's different. So if you want to, if you happen to have 4 Urza Lord High Artificers floating around because, you know, they just got reprinted, then I say go for it. But I wouldn't buy this deck if you don't have the parts. If you already have the parts, like I pretty much already had all the parts to this, then go for it. If you don't have the parts, maybe try one of the monocolored ones first. They're actually cheaper in the grand scheme of things, and they work a little bit better. But hey, thank you very much for coming along for this ride. If you have a list you'd like me to give a shot, go ahead and email me at heydummyplaythis@gmail.com. That's heydummyplaythis@gmail.com. I can't promise I'll play everything, but I certainly give it a shot. Thank you guys very much for joining me along this ride, and I will talk to you next time. Later.